Morning, Larry.
Good morning, Kevin, and welcome to live broadcast from MCTV of the annual Town of Middlebury Memorial Day Parade.
2017. So far the weather seems to be holding, Larry. So when you look at the sky, it's a little gray and some clouds, but let's hope for the best.
Compared to the early morning forecast for this area, figured it'd be raining by now, but so far we're good, and everybody's out there in the wind, waiting for the start of the Memorial Day Parade coming at us.
Right. And the crowd seems to be quite good size this year, which is nice to see. Nice cross-section of young and middle and a little older than middle and all of that. And of course this year we're anticipating, the sort of many of the same groups that march in the parade every year, which is always nice to see, especially for the true reason of today's federal holiday. I think we sort of sometimes lose track of what the true reason is of Memorial Day, and it is in remembrance of all who have died in our nation's service. And I was recently reading, Larry, a very fascinating article regarding two women that are most famous for the Memorial Day celebration, Moana Bell Michael and Anna Guerin. And Memorial Day, which was originally called Decoration Day, that was proclaimed in May 5th, 1868 by Major General John Logan. And what's sort of interesting is that these two women, one in America, Moana Bell Michael, was an American teacher, artist, poet, and she had the idea to create an emblem to remember the veterans using the red Flanders poppy made famous in the trenches of World War I. And so she did, and she dedicated the rest of her life to this campaign. And many, many years we used to have the poppies, that American Legion would pass out. And I don't know if the VFW also helped pass those out.
There was poppies from both organizations. Back then they used to have what they would call a junior auxiliary, and the daughters of some of the veterans. They would canvass the Middlebury streets or set up a little booth at Buchanan Park and distribute the poppies. That went on for many, many years until, unfortunately, like signs of the times, nobody else to replace them.
Right, right. Well, what was interesting, this Anna Guerin from France was visiting the United States, and she was here during the Memorial Day celebration and saw what was being done, was fascinated by the custom, took it back to France. And so the two countries became interrelated by way of the poppies. And of course, we have the famous poem in Flanders Fields. So it's interesting sometimes how we have to remember how history lends itself to something that for so many people, if you were to ask them what's Decoration Day, I'd be willing to bet that some have no idea. But in many ways, though, Larry, and I'm sure you would agree, that Memorial Day today has also become almost synonymous with a Veterans Day celebration.
Yes.
So, which is nice to see. Very nice to see. Well, from our vantage point here, we have a wonderful view. This is the second year now we've been lucky enough to be in the main window of the municipal building. And
a perfect view of what's coming at us from the roundabout. And I will throw out our normal disclaimer. Even though I have a printed copy with 3 different divisions, sometimes what we are reporting on, not the right one, didn't happen, not there. So we call what's professionally called in our business winging it,
yes,
ad-libbing it. But trust us, we'll bring the best we can.
That's right. That's right. And over the many years you and I have been doing this, I was trying to think back, Larry, how long we've been doing this. A long time.
Did we start around 2004 or 5 or something?
I think so, something like that.
I thought the parade in 03
And I think it was the next year.
It was either the next year or right after. I think there was just the one year when both of us had, due to unforeseen illnesses, we didn't show up.
That's right. We weren't brought to active duty. Well, as we approach the roundabout, the first thing that we will see, will be coming around in the view for our television audience, will be one of the Middlebury Police Department's cruisers, which leads the parade every year, followed by Middlebury Regional EMS, in other words, the ambulance. Police Department has been a very active member of the parade for as far back as I can remember.
Oh, I can go back to the Cub Scout days, even before they had the cruiser. The first cruiser in Middlebury came in 1958. Officer Luke Shaw
Yep.
and Police Chief Donald Williamson.
Yep.
We just went back a few.
We did, Larry. We're showing our age too because we remember that so well. But it's amazing to think, Larry, just in our lifetime, from a town that only had one cruiser and no ambulance service, what we have today. Very sophisticated ambulances with a sizable price tag on them also.
Definitely so. American Legion Color Guard.
Followed by a pickup truck with a sign on the side, the empty chair for the POW MIA. Just always remember not to lose track of that.
Brigadier Joe DeGray in the Legion Color Guard. He is the coordinator for this year's parade. Bernie Sear with the truck, the empty chair.
Followed by the Middlebury Union High School Marching Band under the direction of Ann Severy. We'll pause so that you can listen as the band turns, continues down their march. My understanding is, Larry, the band had a great time again this year performing at the St. Patrick's Day parade in New York City.
I remember a band that had 2 saxophones and 4 trumpets. Maybe 1 trombone.
Right.
1 drum.
Grown sizably. Oh, we were hoping they would have played, but we got to hear the drum corps of it anyways. Followed by the Grand Parade Marshal, the college president,
Yes.
and driven by John Emerson in his 1952 Cadillac. Lori Patton was in the parade last year in the same car, and that's, I believe, one of her dogs. I don't know if both of them are in there or not. They are. So. She seems to be enjoying the people, just coming off the heels yesterday of the
Yes.
college commencement. Miss Vermont Teen, Jenna Lawrence.
The other one should be Aaron Connor.
Yes. And is that Miss Vermont? There's only one son,
Yes,
Miss
that's who we
Vermont.
are. Yes, yes.
So, from from the Connor family in Bridport.
That's correct.
Rotary Club parade with the kids pegging candy. Sign on the back of their float telling everyone what the mission of the Rotary Foundation is. Certainly, again, it's an organization, Larry, that has been not only supportive of the parade, in which you ran for many, many, many years, but it's also an organization that does a tremendous amount for all of our communities.
Recent big project of the Rotary is the flags that you see all over the village.
Followed by Lions Club. They're celebrating their 100th anniversary.
100th, yes, yes.
For our standing in front of us, showing the different peoples for some pictures. Lions Club float with the beautiful horses. Thornapple Farm, Pat Palmer. A little amazing, Larry, when you
Right.
yes, you think about the fact that you see those horses, and one of Pat's missions is to pick up some of the trash.
Yes. The reenactors.
Hannaford's volunteers from Underhill, Vermont. Followed by probably one of the best known personnel of Middlebury. Buster Weller, Robert Buster Weller. And you know, Larry, I don't know if he's ever missed a parade.
Oh, one or two back in the years, but he was pretty faithful. He'd always call me up and want me to get him some transportation. And I said, bring your lawnmower, bring your bike, bring anything you want. Madison County Democrats.
Preceded by the Valley Bible church float. Look like little aircrafts of some sort. Democrats on the television screen right now will come into focus very quickly will be the mini monsters from the Cairo Temple Shriners. Every year it's a highlight.
Just one of the crowd pleasers. Yes, all the way.
Now, someone told me, Larry, now I have no idea if there's any truth to this or not, but they said that when they go to start doing all the bridge work downtown, that they're going to only restrict parking to these little mini monsters. And so everybody's going to have to acquire one of those. Still think it would be fun to drive one of them. 1 is slightly different. Each one certainly patriotic, emblematic with all of the different flags and symbols and everything that's on it. Again, an organization that devotes its entire service to everyone, especially to the Shriners Hospital. broad sense, Larry, even though today is a day where we remember all of those men and women who gave their life for this country, we also have to be respectful for all of these civic groups.
They all do a fair share, a major part. Stuart Lee's been doing these forever. Prison.
Followed by, we're going to presume that must be a father and son team on some John Deere tractors.
It said the Knopf family. Baybridge Fire Department coming through. Nice marching unit.
Marching unit comes one of their pieces of equipment. And after this comes Skip Brush driving his T-Bird with Jenna Howlett and Miss Vermont High School 2017.
All right. Yeah. Madison County Sheriffs and the Veterans of Foreign Wars delegation. Commander Kenley Halleck in the back. Tim Brown riding shotgun.
For a television audience, if they can't quite make out, it's World War II veteran, Korean War, and Vietnam War veterans. I would presume that must be, I was trying to remember the age of that truck, Larry. It's 46?
And 46 or earlier, I can't remember. I did know.
Remarkable condition. Doc McIntyre's driving it.
Okay, who do we have here?
Well, Larry, this is one of those times where I think we have to wing it. We've either gone to, some island somewhere where there's coconuts and pineapples and all of that.
Well, no dancers?
No. But the kids are certainly throwing a lot of candy and having a good time with it.
Danica Chevrolet.
They have a couple of brand new vehicles that they've put in for the parade. The float, Larry, is called, that we just passed, it's called Experience Middlebury.
Oh, okay.
So maybe they think Middlebury is on an island now.
Middlebury Partners.
Yes.
I guess we'll go with that.
Okay. Now the listening audience knows why we do the disclaimer every year.
Middlebury Volunteer Fire Department coming up. Chief Shaw, retired Chief Richard Cole,
Assistant Chief
Patrick
Pat
Shaw.
Followed by a couple of pieces of equipment.
Hi.
Have one pumpers on this side, but on the other is a utility truck, I think, isn't
Yes,
it?
that's correct.
And
That would be the Station 2 Heavy Rescue, well, not Heavy Rescue, but Utility Technical Rescue.
I believe in the smaller truck this year, Larry, if I remember correctly, it was going to have, yeah, it says on there, lifetime retired member. Paul Manny that's sitting in that. Homeward bound. And part of the community, taking a very active role for all of our pets.
Charter House
Coalition.
Veterans for Peace. Green Mountain Vets for Peace.
And they're passing out donuts or brownies or something.
Don't forget your local TV network.
Absolutely. I'd hate to admit, Larry, we'll have to take a break for just 5 seconds to run out and get something. But you still see the Veterans for Peace, Larry, many times on Saturday mornings.
Yes.
By the park downtown, the Fountain Park or whatever they call that now.
I don't know what that is.
I'm sure it has a name, but Hannaford's Career Center.
Center, yes.
Kids are obviously having fun with those little jeans. I don't know if they service them or build them
I
or.
don't know.
But it's a very, very popular program academically. Good test to see how far they can throw this stuff, Larry. Wagner Farm truck. Don't know what year that Dodge is, Larry.
I don't know.
I'm guessing late 50s, early 60s, maybe. Next is one of the highlights of the parade every year.
St. Andrew's White Band.
From our vantage point, Larry, it's always fun to watch the people, how they respond to pipes and drums.
Yes.
Musically, there's something very magical, I think, about the sound of pipes and drums. Followed this year by the Ilsley Public Library. Cross-sectional group of people. Obviously with one purpose in mind, use the library.
Here's the library.
Fairly good-sized group this year, Larry, if all of these purple t-shirts are part of that. Well, so far, Larry, the weather is holding.
That's the plus.
Yep.
Gotta go with it.
Next that you're going to see coming through will be the MCTV float. And as you know, Dick Thodall, who has been founding this MCTV studio, will be retiring this year. So this community owes him a huge debt of gratitude.
We wish our best to Richard, but it's no fair he retired before we do.
That's right. There's something that's not right about this.
Festival on the Green.
And you notice that it's marked from July 9th through the 15th. Again, back down on the village green. But that's with the presumption, I guess, that those bridges are...
Well, hopefully.
Mary Hogan Elementary School, and this is their new choir, their new band director, Sonia Kahovic, who is marching with them. And hoping we could get to hear them
Yes,
perform.
where's their show here?
But still parts of the festival on the green, passing out all sorts of things.
Hannaford's Groceries.
Yep.
Followed by the National Bank of Middlebury.
I wonder what samples they give out.
No silver dollars?
Well, some kids are getting some kind of things to put around their neck. Others are getting frisbees. All from Hannaford's. And this next is a youth center. Hello? Coming into the screen at this point is going to be the first response, the town first responders. The banner says it's their 40th anniversary for
Town line.
Town Line.
Yeah. Okay.
We forget, Larry, how long many of these organizations have been giving to these communities.
True, yes. Richard's reaching for his raincoat, not a good sign.
Oh, and as we're sitting here,
We're
Larry,
winding down.
yes, and you can see on the sidewalks a few sprinkles. But it doesn't seem to diminish down the enthusiasm and joy that these people have. And a group, ODC, which is, I was trying to see what it is, but I can't see it, Larry.
Yeah. You don't know.
Nope. And it didn't make your list.
Nope.
But we welcome them. Nice
Yes.
to have the addition into our parade. I was hoping one of them would turn so we could see it, but I can't. So again, this is one of those times where we wing it.
Looks like the Little League Baseball program.
But you know, as we're sitting here, Larry, and you can see how far these kids throw, who knows? Sometime one of those might become a professional.
And a hockey team with a Zamboni. When I looked at this list the other day, I said, Hockey League's not on here. That Zamboni better be showing up.
Right.
Here it is.
Well, it wouldn't be the parade without it.
Can't have the hook and ladder. We got to settle for the Zamboni.
That's right. It's a program, Larry, that certainly has flown in size.
Did a real good job, leadership, making all of this happen for the youth. Middlebury.
Oh, absolutely. Think, Larry, when we were kids, we got to skate, but we didn't have things like that.
Nothing.
You scrape the ice with a shovel, period. Oh, well, that's all right. Very active program when you look at the age of some of the little ones with skates. Nice to see. New entry this year, the natural gas, Vermont Gas. Now that that's part of our community,
Yes.
you see their vehicles and whatever they call that kind of a digger thing that they use. Another new entry, Larry, this year is the Shoreham Fire Department. Nice that they could join us. And all of these organizations, Larry, I think that we would be remiss if we didn't put a plug in for them. All of these volunteer groups definitely need people to consider joining them.
It's really taking a hit throughout the county as recent publications in the newspaper. As far as recruitment, there is a lot of training involved. There's a lot of hours involved. But it's really too bad.
It is. Shoreham's followed by Cornwall. Cornwall would be followed by Middlebury Regional, the ambulances again. It's amazing, Larry, we all take it for granted that these organizations are going to survive and continue. But truthfully speaking, we're all watching these organizations struggling.
Yes, that's for sure.
I hate to use this as a plug, but hopefully people that are watching give some consideration for this. None of us want to see these trucks, vehicles pull into our yard, but when we need them, we're thankful they're there with the personnel that's on them.
Well, Kevin, this pretty well is a wrap for the 2017
Absolutely. We did it again somehow, Larry.
Memorial Day Parade. We both survived through it.
We did. Our battle scars aren't bad.
And again, we thank MCTV for the broadcast, and next year.
Absolutely. We wish everyone a very pleasant Memorial Day 2017. Thanks for everything.